Well, hello and welcome. This is Sue Blythe, and I am with the Interfaith Climate Group, and we provide a spiritual foundation for the Climate Collaboratory, and that's a project of We the World. And what we're doing is a year-round program that is always in development, and we call it On the Road to 2030, 2050, and beyond. And the bottom line of this is we are one human family and one earth community with a common destiny. We know that the earth is warming and we're learning the causes and effects. We want to make a sustainable, just, and peaceful future world for future generations. And we're looking at who is doing what to make a world that works for all. So I'm going to share with you a little video that I made a couple of years ago now with the children uh, in the Alvarez family. Welcome to the Climate Collaboratory. We're creating a blueprint for our world house.
Attention, attention. It's code red for humanity. The planet is getting way too warm. The tree of life is in danger, and many species are going extinct. We must escape this climate calamity.
We need a blueprint for a better future. We just happen to have one. In 2015, the United Nations adopted 17 Sustainable Development Goals.
We need to win the global goals by 2030 if we're going to escape this climate calamity.
2030? That's when I will graduate from high school.
People all over the world are helping to make a better future. We want to collect stories about how they are doing that.
We're looking for climate collaborators who will help young people like us build a world that works for all. That's 100% of humanity and the community of life on Earth, our home. We also want stories and songs and books and movies and a lot more stuff that will help kids like me and Rebecca understand what the blueprint is all about.
We are living the story that our great-grandchildren will tell many, many years from now. In January and February, we'll use the Blueprint for a Better Future to help build Martin Luther King's World House.
In his Nobel Peace Prize lecture in 1964, Dr. King said, "We have inherited a big house, a great world house, in which we have to live together, black and white, Easterners and Westerners, Gentiles and Jews, Catholics and Protestants, Muslim and Hindu, a family unduly separated in ideas, culture, and interests who, because we can never again live without each other, must learn, somehow, in this big world, to live with each other."
We want to build a world house where we can learn to live together. We have the blueprint to build the big world house. We need you to help us make a world that works for people and the planet for many generations to come.
You can be a leader in our community-wide Climate Conversation to Action program.
Visit our website at climatecollaboratory.org and learn how you can be a climate collaborator in your home, school, and community.
Join us on the world to 2030, 2050, and beyond.
We need to wake up. We need to wise up. We need to open our eyes and do it now, now, now. We need to live a better future.
What I've been doing then is finding the people who are going to be the climate collaborators, and we have one here today. Kim Hummel is from the Tri-UU Church, and Kim, welcome, and maybe you can help us to know how we can start playing this Global Goals treasure hunt.
Sure, I'd be happy to do that. I am from the Tri-County Unitarian Universalist Church of Summerfield, Florida, in Central Florida, and we are getting ready right now to participate in an event called 2024 Eco Expo in a neighboring county, Lake County, Florida. And we are planning to set up and exhibit a large poster that shows the 17 Sustainable Development Goals of the United Nations, and at the same time run a loop video using part of the video that you just saw and also us building on it some, and to get people familiar with what we're calling the Global Goals Treasure Hunt. Under the Global Goals Treasure Hunt, there are 17 categories, and we match them up with local actions that fall into those categories. And Sue is pulling it up right now. And so we at Tri-UU will be a partner with Sue Blythe and her people to bring the local significance to each of these goals.
So-
And yes, go ahead.
Sorry, I'm just thinking these are the goals. And so we can just say, you know, some of them include no poverty, zero hunger, good health and well-being, quality education, gender equality, and it goes on and on. And then our main one that we're looking at here is the climate action, which is just a central piece of a sustainable, just, and peaceful future. So I'm sorry to interrupt you. Please continue.
That's perfectly all right. And you can see we're listed there, and we're looking to be able to make listings in the other categories so we can fill it up. And we want to inspire people to get involved in the climate change movement. And when we go to Eco Expo in March, we'll have a table set up and a sign-up sheet for people who visit the table, and to encourage them to join the movement under the umbrella of the 17 goals. So that's kind of the main, that's a one-day event. We'll have a future event in April where we share with the Tri-UU congregation what we've been up to get the Tri-UU folks excited and involved in the movement.
That's really great. And so we will look at ways we can collaborate between counties. So you've got 3 down there in it's Central Florida, and we are in North Central Florida in Alachua County. And so I wonder if you could just share a little bit about ongoing activities that you have going on now and think that you might want to work on into the future with the people in your church.
Okay. I had a committee called the Community Action Team, and we've been studying the church and the congregation to see what we can do. And right now, the church has for many years worked with an impoverished community in a local trailer court in Marion County, Florida, and bring programs to them to help, you know, like teaching English as a second language, for instance. And that's carried on by another committee at the church. We also, the Climate Action Team has been studying the sanctuary to see what projects we could bring to the sanctuary to help it be part of the movement. And we have found, however, that the sanctuary is a modern building and meets modern building codes, has efficient lighting and things like that. So it doesn't need much to progress into the following decades. But we are looking at when the air conditioning system fails, to replace that with a heat pump, which is more compatible with climate goals. And more long-term, we're looking at the possibility of installing a solar field in land next to the church and then connecting it to the church and having that be the source of electricity, as opposed to buying it off of fossil fuel related services. So we're active in different areas, and we're working on trying to increase our reach out into the community. And our first major step in that direction will be the Eco Expo. So we're very much looking forward to that.
Wonderful. And I'm just looking at these global goals, and I see that you are working on quite a few of them already with your congregation. One is Zero Hunger, where you're helping to feed people. We've got the affordable and clean energy with your work with the certainly the solar panels and a lot of the ideas for your heat pump and all that. And reduced inequalities is number 10, that the work in the low-income communities is helping to raise up the next generation, especially, and helping to create sustainable cities and communities. So we are just really pleased that your group is working so diligently on these global goals, probably without even knowing it, right?
We're trying, Sue, we're trying.
Well, I think you're doing a great job. And so what I'd like to do now is just kind of talk about this idea that we are planting seed ideas in our collaborative storytelling adventure. We are going to be going through the global goals with some fictional characters and real people. And so what we're looking for is planting some seed ideas for Earth Week, which is April 20th to 28th. And you mentioned that you have some thoughts about that. Could you explain a little more?
Yes, on April 14th, which is a little bit prior to Earth Week, the Climate Action Team is putting on the service for that Sunday. And we are going to share with the congregation what the Climate Action Team has been doing these past few months, and probably sharing that poster showing the 17 developed sustainable goals, and trying to encourage them to get involved with climate change and things that ordinary individuals can do to change their habits and their ways, so that they can have a hand in it as well. We have a congregation that primarily consists of senior citizens, so their ability to do big, taxing physical projects is not really suited for them, but there are many other things they can do. There's political action, there's looking at your home energy use, there's maybe changing your transportation habits, and so on. But we feel like that people need to be educated more to understand what it is that we're trying to do, and to understand that it's a very large, urgent concern right now, and not something that we can put off 5 or 10 years from now. We need to jump in. And that's one of the reasons that the Climate Action Team hooked up with Sue Blythe and her people, because they also have, they're also very active in the community, in their community, and also in a wider community. And it's through these collaborations that we very much hope will bring more people into the fold, so that we can get everybody on board in the way that the UN and other groups envision, so that we can come to terms with climate change instead of climate change coming to terms with us.
That's a good way to put it. I like that. So, do you think it'll be helpful? It's, we just pointed out how many different global goals your congregation is already addressing. And I think it will be empowering for them to know that and help them to get on board with some of the others and find ways to do that. So you mentioned some of the collaborations that are going on in Alachua County. Um, and I am working with two wonderful people at the Greater Gainesville International Center, and we're planning an Earth Day festival at downtown Gainesville, and we're planning to invite people to provide music and games and art and family activities, international food. We're inviting lots of the organizations that address social and environmental issues to put up tables and booths so they can share their information. Many of them will be speakers on the stage. And we will play some form of that Global Goals treasure hunt and asking, have a big display, as Kim was saying, of the Sustainable Development Goals. And then the children in the audience will give a number from 1 to 17. And when we get that number, name the global goal. Let's say 13 is climate action. And we'll ask, what can we do in Alachua County to win this goal by 2030? And of course, that's the goal that was set by the United Nations to win all of these. And it's a pretty critical 6 years we have left to really make these changes. So what can we do? And hopefully we'll have, excuse me, a team of roving reporters that can run around and collect little short cell phone videos of people who are already doing something or who have ideas for things we can do. And so what we're going to be doing is starting to plant seed ideas. And this is in our story in in the gardens of global unity where all things are possible. It's a kind of project incubator where people say, I want to develop this idea, and we find the people in the community or even reaching out to our state and national and global community to find people who can help to make that vision a reality. And so that's the idea. We're going to be looking for the people who will help us to create a virtual version of this Global Goals treasure hunt so we can play it like a video game and really get people involved that way. We're going to be planning, finding people who would like to help plan this Alachua County Climate Fair in October. There's a lot of work with the county government, city and county, putting together a climate action plan. And we are inviting everyone to be aware of it and be part of it, just like Kim is doing down in her part of Florida. We want to engage the whole community. And then we want to get out of this a whole calendar of events for that Earth Week so that people throughout the county can have different events at their own venue. And we will put that into a calendar of events that will be published on 2 websites that we can think of right now. Well, 3, I guess. One is with the county. They are creating a website for their county action plan, and we would like to advertise all of these events and activities on that. And then we have at the University of Florida, the Florida Climate Institute, and they are keeping an eye on all of the research and activities going on throughout the state of Florida. And we want to, in fact, they have already said that they would love to have a calendar of events of activities like this going on throughout the state. And then there are other websites that we're talking with the people about publishing our calendar of events. that will be pretty significant if we can get it going the way we envision. And then we're also working with We the World, of course, and we are looking to plan events that go all through the year and into next year, which is going to be the 25th anniversary of the Earth Charter. And that's a document that was launched in the year 2030. In the year 2000. And the 25th anniversary is their Silver Jubilee. And so we're going to be making wonderful plans for Earth Day and other times for the of the year for that Silver Jubilee. And so we're going to accelerate the transition by getting people involved in this business incubator, project incubator. Young people have a lot of ideas that they want to bring about the change that they want to see in the world. So we want to support them in doing that. And in so doing, we're going to build Martin Luther King's World House, where we can learn to live together in peace on and with the earth. And so, yeah, it's a big vision, and we take it one step at a time. And Kim, I'm so grateful to have you on the road with us to 2030 when we win the global goals, and 2050 when we reverse global warming, and beyond. And we'll see what is in store for this human family of ours. So
Well, we're glad to be here, and we appreciate working with you. You've worked on it for a number of years now, and the effort shows, and that's a good thing. And we look forward to what develops down the road.
thank you so much, Kim, and have a blessed day.